I don't know why it took 2 years for Mueller's criminal referral of Tom Barrack as a potential foreign agent to produce an unsealed indictment to that end. But 2 years almost to the day since that was first reported, here it is. And in the indictment, unsealed today, prosecutors allege that the people Tom Barrack showed that draft speech to during the Trump campaign might have been redacted in his FBI notes from the Mueller investigation. But in the indictment, they spell it out. They say the people who he showed the draft speech to were representatives of a foreign government, representatives of the government of the United Arab Emirates. They allege that he essentially let a foreign government write portions of that speech to their own liking and for their own purposes. It's a 45-page, 7-count felony indictment unsealed today. And it names 2 defendants other than Tom Barrack. So it's Tom Barrack, but it's also somebody who worked for him at his company, Colony Capital, a man named Matthew Grimes, and also a businessman from the United Arab Emirates, Rashid Al-Malik. Tom Barrack and the other guy from Colony Capital, they were both arrested and both arraigned today. But the third defendant in this indictment, the guy from United Arab Emirates, he was not. Prosecutors say he is still at large. They are seeking his arrest in conjunction with this indictment. They say Mr. Al-Malik was questioned by FBI agents in conjunction with this matter in 2019. And thereafter, he left the United States just a few days after that interview with the FBI, and he has never been back in the United States since. After Tom Barrack spoke with the Mueller investigators himself, we know that he spoke with the FBI again in June of 2019. 4 of the felony counts against Mr. Barrack are for him allegedly lying to investigators during that second round of questioning. The indictment unsealed today says he lied to investigators when he told them he was never asked to do anything on behalf of the United Arab Emirates. The indictment says he lied when he denied to those investigators that he got a special phone and a specially encrypted app for him to use to communicate with officials in the United Arab Emirates. They say that the indictment says he lied when he denied putting then-President-elect Trump and other U.S. government officials in contact with government officials from the United Arab Emirates. And again, Tom Barrack has pled not guilty to all of it. The 4 lying to investigators counts, the foreign agent count, the conspiracy count, obstruction of justice, he's pled not guilty to all of it. But here's the thing I want to know about. What the indictment of Trump's inaugural chairman, Tom Barrack, makes clear is, again, first, wow, a lot of people from the Trump administration and the Trump campaign have been arrested, and wow, a lot of them are either alleged or confessed secret foreign agents. That remains unsettling, right? That can happen once. It can presumably happen again, but also what damage was done there. More specifically in this case, though, the picture that is laid out in the indictment, it's a really, usually I would read from the court documents here. I'm not doing that at length today because the indictment is really, really dense. It's a little bit like reading math in some cases. But if you can read all of it, it's worth reading. It's 45 pages. It's not that long. If you kind of sit with it for a second, you do get this kind of scary overall picture, which is that what prosecutors are saying happened here with this secret foreign agent operating at the top of the Trump campaign and the Trump transition and the Trump inauguration. What prosecutors are saying here is that this was a really successful operation. This worked very well for the United Arab Emirates and for Tom Barrack. It was a very successful, very lucrative thing for both sides, right up until the handcuffs moment for Mr. Barrack today. I mean, as laid out in the indictment, the United Arab Emirates got a lot out of having this guy, highly placed source in this highly placed part of the U.S. government. They got a heads up on who the new administration was picking for its top foreign policy and national security positions. They got to exert influence over who was considered by the Trump administration to be ambassador to United Arab Emirates. They literally got to script language from this advisor to the new president that he used in all his media interviews around the campaign, praising Emirates and its leaders in total bootlicking terms. They loved that. They wrote the language for him to use in those interviews. From him, they got, according to prosecutors, they got insider help turning the United States in an abrupt U-turn, an abrupt 180 against a country that's their rival, Qatar. They turned us against Qatar, even though the U.S. has a longstanding relationship with Qatar and a gigantic U.S. military base there. Prosecutors allege that Tom Barrack, as the sort of inside man for this foreign country, got the Trump administration and the U.S. government to do that. They got language they wanted from Trump in that big energy speech that he did on the campaign, the one for which Tom Barrack sent in his notes on the draft. They got insider help inside the Trump administration, scuttling a Trump administration plan that there should be a big Camp David meeting involving the warring Gulf states. United Arab Emirates didn't want that. According to the indictment, they got Tom Barrack to get it called off. Over and over and over again, they got what they wanted because they had this highly placed source at the very top of the U.S. government. They got what they want. It worked for them. And Tom Barrack, it worked for him too, of course. The New York Times reporting that in the 3 years after Trump became the Republican nominee for president in the summer of 2016, in the 3 years following him getting the nomination, the UAE and their close ally, the Saudis, collectively shoved $1.5 billion into Tom Barrack's company. $1.5 billion over 3 years. Nice work if you can get it. According to the portrayal in this indictment, Tom Barrack, the head of Trump's inauguration, was a great investment for a foreign power. And they appear to have been a great investment for him. Again, up until the moment that the handcuffs snapped on him this morning.